control. Cal Crutchlow gets a good start from the middle of the second row. Where does that put him? He moves to the shoulder. We're onto that 0.6 of a mile. Back straight now. Marquez weaves to one side and lines himself up nice for turn 2. Row position starting place into third place. Maverick Vinales.
It's more difficult to pass through this section now, the next 2 or 3 corners, where some of the other classes it was carnage.
Keep an eye out for Zarco as well. We've hardly seen,
which is strange, but we always say that the heavier riders struggle when the track's hot. For some reason, they've just he
goes for it, and then Marc Marquez outbrakes him down into this turn, and that's where Marc Marquez had a problem in braking tyre.
Exactly.
Down into turn 3 then. Flags being waved. Gotta say, Valentino Rossi body language looks...
From number 93, Marc Marquez, he's been all over the shop.
It's all going to depend, though, on how they have of Bangkok. If you want to drive up here, the weather has treated us really well. It could be even hotter, it could be a lot wetter. See, look at Rossi, look at him building there. Whoa.
He's thinking about it.
I tell you, he's just trying it out, isn't he? It's by Zarco. Where's Zarco come from? The Frenchman, he really hasn't looked like he's at 0.0 that Marc Marquez did in qualifying 1. It was a remarkable lap, the fastest lap of the weekend so far. It's changed since then, so that's not a real good indicator or a predictor. But I suppose significantly, Dani Pedrosa was on. From everybody here at trackside, we are proud of you. Great job done. Now then, record you a good spot there. That's your long-range eyesight. We know you're better than me and Colin Edwards. We tested him in that corner if you're a rider, but great from a spectator point of view. And there is Dani Pedrosa.
Yeah, and he's working his way.
The test here for the MotoGP guys. Really, every lap they turn, they find something new, don't they, on a new racetrack?
With a 1 minute 31.4, you can
They're
see
feeling their way. There's no doubt about it. With the track condition being what it is, they've got lasted straight by. So Rossi, how did he get that good drive?
It makes you wonder if...
Yeah, or maybe Marquez had already started. Maybe he wants somebody else to make the pace, perhaps Marquez. He's an intelligent young man. That'll be a time soon as well.
You know, I don't know if Marquez has got a problem.
Yeah, because he
looks really steady through that section then.
Really?
I don't know, can you miss a gear with a seamless
no, I don't
gearbox?
Think so.
No. Colin's shaking his head, no.
Briggs leaning on the scenery.
Bradley Smith, just a Brit watch. He's in 13th place. He's in a battle with Alicia Spargo and Alba.
Motorcycle, you wouldn't be able to do that in football.
Who was it, Gav? They've all set off, they've gone for it for a couple of laps. Now we're just in this period of like, right, we've got track position.
And they're going to be lower 31s once we get cracking and the fuel load's gone down, even with the heat.
Well, actually, no, that lap Rossi was in, did a 31.6, so he stretched it a little bit.
All over the Oki. Indication to us, I think that's what it meant. He's nodding. Crutchlow still 4th, 5th. Vinales, I think unconventional soft rear tyre is in 12th place at the moment. Hasn't really worked for him just yet, and it's going to...
Well, currently in 6th place, dropping back a fraction. I was just looking at his recent results. He finished
moment on,
that
went wrong,
moment on.
Yeah, Lemoni was he was on for a race win. No day in Marc Marquez's life is normal.
No.
Certainly not when he rides a motorbike. Only 25.
And he's in his 5th, is it his 5th season or 6th season now of MotoGP?
It's now coming to his shoulder is the Professor. He has not had a wheel out of line.
On corner exit, you don't see it spin the wheel, you don't see it like sort of fishtail bike.
31.7s they were all in last time around. As we come to the line, we'll have another look. Has he just handed him a baton? I didn't see him out.
Well, there we go, look at that.
Yeah, I think that he's just rolled
what happens. No, you know the man I mentioned.
Tell you.
He might do. The man I mentioned earlier on, the James Enter of the tyre, and I was thinking his style might work against him more at this track.
If you remember the management we've had from him previously, he's managed tyres really well. He knows his pace and he can judge it really well.
Just a fraction of a second to get the feel, to understand where the limit is. Look at that.
Sadly, if you've not been with us during the course of the weekend, Jorge Lorenzo, you're wondering where the second fact. Yeah. I did say slow bicycle race, and that's what we've got at the moment. 13 3/4 to the end of this lap. Made it sit and pump, that Yamaha. We'll talk with Colin Edwards about that after this, I'm sure, because that's what they swap again. As
Zarco, anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah.
But if you get it wrong, to the back of them.
Tell you what, the cloud here really will be letting the... We're looking at Marc Marquez chasing. I use it inverted commas when I say that.
But he gets it stopped better.
Keep that fork extension. As soon as the forks come up to the tyre, it had so little grip after he'd used it in free practice that he spun up extend the front forks far enough to actually bang in traction control.
Class.
And
is that
retires at the end of this
11
year.
in a row?
11 so far, yeah. 2-0 for Vinales. Pedrosa He was also on a 31.9. So
of the race, Aleix.
Yeah.
On the softer rear tyre after 15 laps. We thought the tyres were going to
sitting on Dobby, because I just think he has just increased his pace slightly. That looked to me like he looked a bit more meaningful now in his body language. Was settling down and behind the bubble a little bit. 31.4, of course, the man
just get that little bit of a jump. So he's pulled the pin. Well, it's now.
Yeah, that's all getting a little tight, and that's going to be rubbing his racing, folks. As Vinales goes past turn one.
Yeah, Cal he was late on the brakes into the last corner, but he lost.
Pace now. Still can't see him catching these three.
No.
But we'll wait and see. He's going to have his lightweight. I can't see. When they get out here, they're drifting, spinning the rear wheel. They get on that paint, and you can see.
0.2 seconds off.
Vinales weren't far away from him either, though, with a 31.
Pedrosa.
Danny Pedrosa. Danny dumps it in the dirt. He hits the tire, taking in there. He's up. It is. 32s are into a game from Dovi. Dovicioso leads. Who will win MotoGP? Said.
Here
comes Vinales. Vinales under Valentino Rossi. So the two Yamaha men, and we know Vinales. You don't want to destroy your tyre overriding it in one lap. You just build your way up to it.
And we talk about the long
retirement at the end of the year.
Well, we've got the last corner for it.
We have, and we're there right now.
My track walk on Thursday and saw that last corner, I started to rub my hands.
I was racing in third place. He's right there. Valentino Rossi looks out of it now. What's he? Only one. And wait till the end of this race to see whether this is going to be the race of the year as well. It's going to have to come some.
Dovicioso, who outsmarted Marc Marquez.
Yeah.
Marc Marquez, you know, is going to pull.
Oh, that's close. Tight. And is he going to make it run hot?
No,
and Dobby's going to go under him. He's right off the track by MotoGP standards. It really is. If he'd got that stopped, I'd have been impressed. He's lucky.
They thought they'd got the speed to break away, actually. When you heard Davide Tardozzi talking to Gavin.
Second apex was coming, and that was going to be... because it's like two apexes on that horseshoe, isn't it? This will be cheeky, and he gets under him. Is he going to pull it down? Yes, he has done. Now it's Dobby down towards the braking area. Dovicioso regains control on the track. 2 laps to go when they get round here. Wow! He ran it just pretty much without, have I just jinxed it, coming together.
25 sat in third. If he just sits there, because I think there is going to be contact.
I think you're right.
Contact, like he's going to do here now.
And again, he made him pick it up, and that will slow the Ducati. That Ducati into the braking area again, up the inside, as we come towards the last lap then. Dovicioso Marquez tried into turn 4. That's going to turn 5, sideways on, he runs it out wide. Can Dobby get back under him? Marc Marquez.
With Marquez, but Dobby's going to give it a go. He has to.
Through the flip-flop we go. Then it's the launch. On the perfect place on the inside, but he's going to bounce underneath Marc Marquez. Marquez is forced out. What wins in a well-thought-out first ever Thailand Grand Prix. Tell you what, both men had their brains in overdrive for that one.
What a race. Zach left
on it, but he knew what he had to do. He's just a yard wide, and that was just a couple.
What a great shot as Dobby throws it up the inside.
It has been a great week.
Zarco regrouped, Keith, and got back up to 5th. He dropped back down to about 8th at one stage. Only 2 points behind. Obviously still nursing that injury, that freshly plated collarbone.
Can't think of anything that would be worse than points for the man who leads the championship by an absolute mile. So that means that Marc points then now it is.
Yeah, 77 points.
77-point lead for Ducati fans, you know, in Thailand as well. It's a big dealership just down the road here. It's hard to believe that in Buriram they've got a massive Ducati dealership.